If you have a local business and you are looking to build a website for your business, you have come to the right place. I am Catherine Forbes, founder of Designing the Row, and I design Squarespace websites. And in this specific series, I go through the Squarespace pre-designed templates and teach you how to customize them for yourself. Let's get started. If you're ready, I'm ready. We're going to come to squarespace.com/templates. And today I'm going to show you how to customize the Klipsan template. It is one of the popular designs at the moment. It's also listed under the local business category here, but if I just scroll down on this popular page, you can see right here the Klipsan template. I'm going to click into that and start with this design. I mean, you can get distracted by these color palettes if you want, but if you are a business already established, you likely have a color palette, so we're not going to mess with that. We're just going to start with this design. Now, this template is set up to be a gym website, so if you have a gym, this will be a great example for you, but you can customize it to be whatever you would like. For this example, I'm just going to be something silly and call it Catherine's Gym. We'll click continue, and I'm going to close out of these advice tabs here and close out of that. Now our template is set up and ready for us to edit. Now, first things first, I always like to customize the site styles or your site branding. So your fonts and your colors. Then we'll go into your header design. So up here with, I wouldn't call that a logo, but the business name we can add in the logo and style all of the header options up here. And then we'll go through and customize what's on the pages. Now I will say this template is very image focused. If you don't have good images, this will not be a strong template choice for you. It relies heavily on images. So keep that in mind. If you don't have pictures ready yet, you might not be ready to start. Or if you're looking to use some stock images, we can search for those here directly through Squarespace, and I will show you how to do that. That said, I do think websites really stand out when you can have your own personalized images that are at least mixed in with some stock images. So it's not just all stock images. It would be best if you did have some of your own branded photography to showcase on your website. So let's just dive right in. If you are new to Squarespace, let me give you kind of the lay of the land. We've got your sidebar over here. Now, depending on when you're watching this, Squarespace, for the past, I don't know, year or so, they've been changing the layout and how things are organized in the sidebar very frequently. So depending on when you're watching this, it might be different. If you are looking for something that I'm clicking on that you can't find, just click this little, who knows where it will be, click the search icon and search for what I am doing, and you can find it that way. I will move my face a little bit. This little settings gear down here in the sidebar, I use that very frequently, so we'll make sure to have that there for us to access if we need it. So, sidebar on the left, but if I come over here and click on this paintbrush in the top right, we can access our site styles. We've got fonts, colors, buttons, forms, and the miscellaneous covers the animations and spacing. Let's look real quick into your fonts and colors. If you already have a business and a brand created, you likely already have fonts and colors ready to go. So if you click on this, like the bigger section of the fonts and colors, it's going to take you to the presets. If you have your own fonts and colors, you click on the little arrow and it will let you customize things one by one. So if I click into the headings in the font, you can type in your font name here to see if it is a supported web font, or you can scroll and scroll and scroll forever to see all the fonts that they offer. You can change the sizing of all your fonts down here. You can change all sorts of customized options for your fonts. Let's go back. We'll go to colors real quick. This is not a very exciting color palette, and they've got two blacks, so let's change things up a little bit. I always like to put my bright accent color in this middle one here. So let's choose a fun bright color. That is bright, isn't it? And let's come to, let's see. There we go. Let's come to this gray and we'll lighten it up a tiny bit. and we will call that good. So there is Catherine's Gem color palette and fonts. We're gonna close here, save, and exit. So you can see as I pick the fonts and colors, they immediately reflected over here in our design. Now, of course, this might look a little bit different than what you want it to, so let's get right into the home page and start customizing. We'll start up here with the header. If you see, if I hover over it, we get the option to edit site header. Now, if you have a brand logo, just click on the business name that you typed in, and it will give you the option to edit, and you can add in your logo and a mobile logo if you have a separate logo for the mobile design. So let's drop in my design in the row logo here, and then you can see I can change the logo size here, and same with the mobile. If I come into the mobile preview, same thing, click on the logo, pencil icon, and then you can see it as you change it here. Okay, back to desktop. Let's save while we're at it. Now let's come over to edit design of the header. If I click on the layout, you can see there's lots of options over here. You can change how things are laid out up here. Kind of like this one today. You could change the spacing of all your elements. Tighten things up a little bit more. Drop shadows, borders, fixed position. You've got lots of options to work with here. You can change the color. Right now it's at adaptive. That means whatever the section is at the top of each page, the header will take on that same style. So let's leave it as that. I think it looks pretty cool here on this home page. And now that's the layout, the logo. Let's go to add elements. You can see over here there's already a couple turned on. They've turned on the social links to cart, the account. You can add a button over there in the top right if you want. All sorts of options. Just make sure that if you're doing the social icons, click to the social icons, click the pencil, and you're going to want to delete the Instagram for Squarespace and type in your own. It will add the icon for you. And that is how that works. If you do edit, you can reorder them if you would like. And that, let's see, let me give it a quick look over. That should cover the header. If you want to change like the cart, again, just click on these and you can edit each individual item. If you want to change the icon here, there's lots of options to choose from. But I will let you play around with that. Okay, let's get into the fun part of editing the actual site design. Now, the big thing here obviously is this picture. So this is a background image, and to edit the image, hover over the section. We're going to click Edit Section and come to Background, and you see there is the picture. While it's a great picture, of course we're going to want to customize it for our own business. So if you have an image that you want to add in already, just drag and drop that into the add an image here. But I will go ahead and show you how to check out the stock images. So I'm going to just type in gym and see what comes up. Now keep in mind, since we have the picture behind the header, we need to keep something or find something that's simple and something that will allow the text to be read over it. I'm going to quickly scan these and see what I can find. You know, I'm going to go with this one. Fits our brand colors, it's black and white. It's going to allow the yellow to pop on it, there we go. And then I can click this little white circle right here and change how I want the focus of the image to be. So you don't have to crop your images on Squarespace. You just move this circle around to show Squarespace where you want the image to be, where the focal point should be, is what it's called. And now we could do multiple things here. The image effect, there's several options. I only ever use this parallax one, so that means when you scroll, the image kind of scrolls in the background a little bit with you. Options, lots of options. Let's do the overlay opacity. We've got the black brand color. If I click into colors, you can see this is the dark section. So this is going to change how much of that you can see over the image. So we want it to be, have a little overlay, but it doesn't need to be too much since the image is pretty dark and that yellow stands out on top. So we'll go with 32. Now we can customize our header here and change the height of that. It doesn't need to be so tall. Join our gym. And let's have a little fun here. Catherine's gym. Let's change that to pop out as white. Cool. Let's hit save while we're at it. Okay, let's come into the full screen view here. Here is our website, the beginnings of it at least. I think it looks kind of fun actually. Okay, let's go back into edit mode. Actually have an idea for something here I want to show you. A little bit different than the template, but could be cool. I'm going to go to edit section. Let's go down to divider and let's change this to like a sharp edge here. You can test out what you might like. Let's go with this one. That's what I had in mind when I came into this. Let's go here and go back. Then we can change the color. Don't want it to be too much, but just a little something to add there. Cool. Okay. We got options. Okay. Now here we've got some text. Again, they're making their blocks really big for the text. I'm gonna just tighten that up a little bit there. Again, to edit your text, you just type in your text blocks. Again, you can play with your text designs a little bit. It's kind of hard to read, isn't it? Let's do. Trying to show you a couple of the different ways you can style your page here, something like that. Again, type something about your brand or business in here. That section's easy. This section is also easy, but like I said, it relies heavily on images. So click on the image. Let's delete it, add an image, browse stock images. Let's see what we can find under gym weights. Cool, let's do that. Again, I would recommend it's alternate file names and an image alt tag, which is optional, but I would recommend customizing these to describe your image. As it says here, it will improve accessibility and SEO. Let's see if I can come up with a quick image here to really customize this homepage for you to see. Browse stock images. Let's do gym equipment this time and see what we can find. We've got the white background over on the right side. Let's see if we can find a dark image to bounce it out on this side. How about this one? I'm just going to take a horizontal image and turn it vertical. But remember, we've got the focal point that we can adjust to show the part of the image that we want to. So do it just like this, and you don't have to crop your image. Again, you got your file name and your image alt tag to update down here as well. Cool. Come into life down here. I might actually like angle all of these sections, might be cool. Do whatever you want. Okay, amenities. Again, this is just more text. So type in your text blocks here. Again, I don't know what's with all the extra spacing. We'll clean that up. I'm going to highlight both of these and pull them up a little bit. And then schedule a visit. Okay, this section's a little different here. Let's add our divider. We've got the text here. You know how to do that. We've got a form. Let's click on the form. Click the pencil icon to edit the form. You can edit the form name, what you want the submit button to actually say. You can edit the form fields. You can add them, rearrange them. And then under design, you can get really fancy on how you want the design to go through here. I'll let you play with that if you want to change things up. Under storage, it will automatically add in the email that you've used for your Squarespace account here. So anytime someone fills out the form, it will email you the form submission to that email. You can also click into additional storage and connect any of these three options as well if you want to save submissions somewhere else other than your inbox. I usually use the email notification and connect it to Google Drive, and it will save in a Google Sheet for you. A whole nother video I have if you want to explore that option. Okay, that is our form section. Let's add our divider. We're getting down here to the bottom of our home page. Again, these extra spaces. If you want extra spaces, instead of doing that, my recommendation would be to come into the edit section and change the height. You don't have to actually change the content. So here we've got just text. You know how to change that. For this background, we'll do edit section, background, and this is a gradient that they have actually created and uploaded. But let me show you. Although I do have a whole nother video on this, let me show you really quick. Let's do background, art. You can see all these like funky, yeah, that's funky, very funky art backgrounds that they can create based on your brand colors. The yellow is making them all a little crazy. Let's go into this one. I like this one a lot. Click the settings, and then you can change the colors that it uses. Let's go with these two dark ones. You can invert them. I'm gonna have like the kind of lighter gray fade into the black section below it. There's all sorts of options here for you to play with as well, but you get the point. Let's do this. Just a little something. See how much that pops? And hit save while we're at it. Something I like to do when I design client websites and even my own website. Anytime I mention my brand or business name or my client's brand or business name, I like to highlight it in their accent color. Little designer tidbit for you there. Okay, they have their locations and their addresses down here. This is just another text block. And then down here, this is a gallery. Do edit gallery. I would click the first picture, hold shift, hit the last one, delete all those, and upload your own. But again, very image focused here on this template. If you, for example, don't have this many images to work with, you can just remove this section altogether. Before you do that, maybe if you're like, I don't have these pictures right now, but maybe I will later, hit this little heart right here and save the section. So now when we remove it, it goes away, but say you have a brand photo shoot later down the road and you want to put that section back in, we're just going to hover over our page wherever you want to add it. We'll do add section and come here to saved sections, and there it is. You can put it right back. Hit save. Okay, that is the page content. We've edited all these sections so far. Now let's edit the footer. You can see when I hover over it, we get the edit site footer button. They have an email sign up option here. Again, more text, and this is a newsletter form. If I click here and then click the pencil icon, you're going to want to change the name. You can give it text that will actually appear on the page if you want, or you can delete it like they had it in the template. I find that you get more people subscribing to your list if you tell them what they're going to get when they give you their email. People aren't just going to websites and putting their email in for funsies these days, so tell them what they're going to get. That would be my advice. You can collect their name. I do like this option because then you can customize emails when you send them. You can drag and drop that so it'll all fit in there like that. Okay. Something like that. And then again, just a couple more really, in my opinion, oddly spaced text blocks that you can customize, align, and then another text block. And that, my friends, is your homepage. Let's click save and exit. Now let's do edit again. We're going to come into mobile. Don't forget your mobile view. You can customize your mobile design separately from your desktop. So everything we just uploaded, all the text, is going to be over here on the mobile, but the way that you position it on the page can be different than your desktop. So I could like center align that if I wanted. I could add more spacing. and it will not change on the desktop. Again, these weird spaces. We've got our images. So you know how this one was this one. If I can click the right thing, there we go. This one was the horizontal image. If maybe on mobile you want to show the horizontal version, you could do that. And then if you want to bring that one to the front, hover over it, click these blocks, you could bring it to the front or move backward. Again, we've got our sections, move things around if necessary. And there you have it. Click Save when you're happy with the mobile design. And exit. And that is your home page. So now that you've done your home page, you are pretty much set up to go through and complete the rest of your site here. If you want to put your home page up here in the main navigation, all you got to do is drag and drop that up into your main navigation. Otherwise, once you click on these demo pages, they will actually automatically create the page for you. You don't have to do anything. Just once you click into it, you see the demo goes away. And you can come customize all these pages to fit your brand and business. Now, let's say, for example, you don't have all of these instructors for your gym, for Catherine's gym. I'm just going to click and drag and drop it down here. I need to move my face again. You can see here, this is the not linked section. So maybe again, I want to save this page, but I don't have stuff ready for it yet. Drag it under not linked, then it's still on your site, but it's not up here in the main navigation anymore. I would also recommend, if you're not using pages that are down here, to click on the settings gear and then just turn off the enable page. That way, if someone is searching for Catherine's gym and maybe they look for Catherine's gym instructors, we don't want them to land on this page through Google search just because it exists, you know? So we're going to turn it off. It's still there, but nobody can access it but us. And that is how you customize this template. I don't know if I'm saying it right. The Klipsan template. That's how you customize the Klipsan template. This template is a more in-depth template than some of the other templates that are out there on the Squarespace template store or template library. So once you go through and create your template and you're ready to go live, if you haven't X'd out of this bottom bar here, you can click subscribe. You can see here this business plan is highlighted as the most popular, and I can confirm that after having launched over 200 client websites. So this one is the most popular. I have a whole nother video that breaks down all of these different plans and helps you pick which one is best for you. So once you do that, you can set your site to go live. You'll need to connect your domain name, of course, and that is under the settings gear and domains. And you can use a domain I own or get a domain. This is where you will hook that up, and technically once you have the paid Squarespace plan, which is your website hosting, and your domain name connected here, you are ready to go live. That said, I have a whole nother video. I'm not going to go through it now because right now you're working on designing your website. You don't need the going live video, but know that when you are ready to go live, I have a whole nother video for you here on all the steps that you can take after setting up your Squarespace plan and your domain to really take your website launch to the next level. Everything that I do when I set client sites live, that will be ready here for you on my channel when you are ready. So speaking of, if this was helpful, if you've made it this far, I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. Keep coming back for more tutorials as you build out your website. And once you have, I hope you'll drop your website link in the comments so I can see what you've created and so that you can share and give inspiration to others that are creating their own Squarespace website too. So let's X out of here. Thank you so much for watching, and one more little thing for you before you go. When you are ready to go live with that site and you want a 20% discount, I can hook you up with that. Just come to designingtherow.com/Squarespace. You'll put your name and your email here and the code will be sent right to your inbox. I would give it to you if I could, but Squarespace does ask that I get your name and email before just blasting their 20% off code all across the internet. So name, email, and you will get the 20% off code right to your inbox. So you can go live with a little discount. And if you haven't started your site yet, if you haven't gone to the template library and selected your template and you want to build the site, you can also put your name and email in that form. And in that email that you get right away, I will tell you about how I can hook you up with this longer extended trial here. Rather than the 2 weeks that Squarespace gives you, I can give you this year of a trial, which will give you all the time that you need to get things going before you go live and pay to upgrade your site. So all of that is over here at designingtheknow.com/Squarespace. I will see you over here, see you in your inbox, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.